Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
It's your girl, Miss Connie, coming to you every Wednesday at 5 p.m., discussing the levels of intimacy. What's your naked truth? Stay tuned in to stay turned on. See you at 5.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
You're listening to Miss Connie from Levels of Intimacy, The Naked Truth at Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.
Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. This is your host, Miss Connie LV. Today is January the 7th. I'm going to make a note of that to say what the episode is. In today's episode, we are talking about the education and the information surrounding the vulva. Okay, that's how you'll know what this episode is about. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV, and trust and believe that something is going to fail in the moment. And right now, I don't have a mic. Oh, God, here we go. January 7th, first day of the year. I'm still a newborn in this 53 stage. You got to forgive me because I noticed I've been forgetting things. It's just crazy. I'm forgetting regular things. But if you notice, if you are a frequent watcher of mine, the lighting has changed. The mood has changed. I'm giving doctor's office right now, okay? Because that's what I have to do. But like I said, I gave you the date. I gave you the topic. Once again, it is January 7th. This is our second episode. Really first, okay? Because we said I'm a weekend. So this is the first episode of the year, of the new year, 2026. I'm not wasting any time, but I'm going to always start with a disclaimer. You already know who I am. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV, and I discuss the levels of intimacy, the naked truth. People always ask me like, what's going on? So these conversations, they're for women and men, who feel numb or disconnected or unheard, and definitely those who feel ashamed. Why are we ashamed? We have to have real conversations. So if you ever felt like something changed down there and nobody warned you, I am your auntie grandmother, doctor, okay? If you can't afford a PPO, a HMO, You got a CONNIE in your life. You got a Connie. And I'm telling you, you know it's official when I got the readers on. Okay, it's giving cocoa butter. Y'all come on in here, because when women understand their bodies, we stop suffering in silence. Yes, let's get this show started. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV. Make sure you copy, paste, subscribe, follow, okay? Send the link out, because it's a lot of y'all in here that don't know shit, okay? I'm going back to 2024, Connie. Stop using a few exclamations, but I keep having the same conversation over and over and over again. And although this show is for awareness, I do want to say I'm not a doctor, okay, by degree. But I would say, I'm the fucking doctor, but that's a whole nother subject. I'm the vagicator, okay? I am the fairy. I'm going to help you out here. No matter which way you like to put it, whatever it is that this magical dust, I'm here to help you. So let's not close doors. Let's open up the windows. Let's open up the closets, and let's have a real conversation. Because whether you have one or not, you wish you did, or you're dealing with one. So, hey, let's get into the topic. So make sure you grab you a cocktail this evening, because it's about to get real hot. That's why you see me over here shining like hot chocolate. But I will not say a word, because I do not have $5 in quarters on me for the bet. So I won't say the word, but I'm telling you right now, this is imported chocolate. It's happening over here right now, guys. So yeah, if you didn't see the clip that Carice, shout out to the PR team over here at Hot 702.5 FM, because she dropped a little tidbit from the show. What's up, D? Hey, how are you? Welcome to the show, D Brown. She dropped a little jewel, and it really evoked conversation. So I'm going to let y'all come in, warm up a little bit, let the numbers go up, and then we're going to drop that clip one more time. Can we drop that clip one more time? Just that commercial? Just so you all understand what is happening, what we're talking about, and so I could cool off. But tonight we're going to know your body, know the female genitalia, know that the vagina is not the vulva. Okay? So here we go. So this whole conversation, I'm going right in, guys. I got my little treasure box here. Shout out to Bedroom Candy and the treasure box. Know that if you are interested in any products that I show this evening, I am your bedroom boutique consultant. Feel free to go onto my website. That's www.bedroomcandy.com/11002. Browse any of the products. I do have a lot of inventory on hand, but guess what? If I don't have it, you feel free to purchase in the moment. But guess what? If you hold off, have a party, and host it, that same item could probably either be free or half off, depending on your guests and how their money is up. So I definitely want to push that out there. And let you guys know that this is also another stream of income. I always know at the beginning of the year, everybody realize how much money they didn't have at the end of the year. So if you're looking for a way to increase your income or to start another stream of income, I guarantee you, listen, they don't want to talk about it, but everybody doing it. Okay? They doing something. Somebody, somewhere, somehow. Something is getting done. Okay? And if they not, please stay tuned so I can let you know that your body is malfunctioning. Okay? So yeah, like I said, the site is www.bedroomcandy.com/11002. Let me know when we're ready for that, E. You ready? Okay, we're going to drop this clip before I get into this conversation that just evoked all of this conversation about the cliterature. Hit it, E. Hold on. There's more nerves in the clitoris than any other part of your body, ma'am. Okay? I noticed when you walked in here, you were a little bit stiff. Put that on 3 times a day for 5 minutes. I guarantee you'll run a triathlon. Jump and off. Oh, it can happen for you. Okay, so that was the clip. So now that conversation came from a gifting event, and I did drop in the discussion on the event page too, 702-551-5261, because I want to know, is it distasteful to give adult toys in an adult setting to all women? Tell me what's wrong with that. You know, because I'm a sales lady, so I am always about the education, the conversation. So I just want to know, because this is how this whole conversation came up. There was a party. Thank goodness that I do have the friend group that I do. They do support me. My girl, she bought a subscription box from me. The subscription box, she didn't know it just had a price point. So within that price point, I gifted a lube, a bath salt, and a stimulator, a vibrator. So a lot of people don't know words. So when you hear these 1, 2, 3 words, you always have whatever your view is. But often we don't even really know what the hell is going on. So that's why I'm here to teach you. So literally what I gifted was here, the vibe. Okay. This is what was gifted in the gift here. So you see how I have this on my hand. And what's so crazy, guys, is that I always tell people that this is for the shits and giggles, but these things are very essential in other parts, in other areas of our lives. So especially if you're a person who work with your hands, I suggest something of this sort. So it's multifunctional. Okay. So, you know, it doesn't depend where you go, but there's this thing that I bought off of the internet, and it was a pressure point for my thumb. But I think actually I got it for my hand because I was having tension from doing hair and curling. But after I dove into a little bit of Chinese medicine, I understood that it actually was something in my back connected to my brain, my stomach. So I was like, wow. But then when I looked at the apparatus, I said, well, that looks like something I have. It didn't vibrate. It didn't do any of the things. It had just a little bit of tension. So it only served one purpose, okay? But hence I have here, hey, everyone, how are you today? Hey, Cynthia, let's have a party. That's what I'm saying. So I'm here for you guys. I'm so glad you guys are tapped in. So this here, the We Vibe, can you hear that? Let me put that. Oh, maybe I should. Oh, God. Okay. So, yeah, this here, this little gnat can get the job done. But listen, if you're afraid to touch yourself, you may have carpetana, okay? This is also good if you're giving your man a massage. If you're actually massaging your own shoulder, you understand what I'm saying? Listen, don't deprive yourself. Even if you don't want to necessarily use it what it's for, that's your loss here. But I just wanted to let you guys know that this was the gift that I gave. I don't think that it's inappropriate. I don't know. What do you guys think? How would you feel if somebody gifted you a clitoris, especially late in life? Because one thing about a woman late in life, she's going through some things. If you've had labor, delivery, children, one man, 2 boyfriends, a side piece, and some coleslaw, let me tell you something. You may need a little bit of seasoning on the salt. Real talk. But what happens is when we go through menopause, hormonal changes, stress, trauma, especially medications, diabetes, and lack of stimulation, okay, we incur certain problems. And because we are not educated on these subjects, we don't really know what's going on. So one thing, I had a caller, well, not a caller, I actually had a friend call me and she said, Connie, I know that you're the person I need to talk to if I have a problem. I said, hey girl, what's going on? What's the problem? She says, I think my poop is disappearing. I said, what do you mean it's disappearing? She said, well, it used to be plump. So it used to be plump, but now it's flat. And I said, what? I said, well, what do you mean like it's flat? She was like, I don't know. It just seemed like it's disappearing. And I think I might have had this conversation on a previous show, which I know I did, because this is the important part of soaking our bodies and immersing in water, because all these showers don't really pay close attention to important parts that we need to marinate. Okay, I'm not telling you sit in a tub of water and bubble up and soap up and add all this stuff, but I'm going to tell you something. Oxtails ain't good if they don't soak in water. Okay. I'm making jokes, but this is real conversation because, some of y'all don't really get it. So I have to give analogies. So, yeah, make sure you got to marinate, babe. That's first and foremost. But sometimes it's medication. So if you go to that site, bedroomcandy.com / make sure you use 11002 because it's always going to ask you, do you have a consultant that you're dealing with? We have an item also called Vulva Care. I didn't actually bring the Vulva Care, but it is really, really good, especially if you are engaged in frequent activity or if you are engaged in any level of play at all, because our clitorises are very sensitive, okay? It's like the testicles. This is sensitive skin, okay? So we want to know. We want to understand our hormones, guys. We need to understand what's going on with our body. If we got any type of trauma, if we got any type of stress, these things are all important when we are dealing with our bodies and we are engaging in any level of sexual activity or pleasure. I'm not here to shock you, but I'm definitely here to educate you because, like I said early on, we are not going to suffer in our bodies. We are not going to not know what's going on. It's crazy because I had this conversation with some of my seniors, and as soon as I said something about clitoral stimulator or vibrator, they went immediately into a defense like, oh, I don't want him to touch me. I don't want nobody to touch me. And I'm just like, why is it that we can't have a conversation about us? And it's always really and why does it have to deal with somebody else, And especially when we in these long-term relationships where maybe our partner may be lackluster, maybe they be having a situation where they are not able to please. But guess what the name of the show is? Levels of Intimacy. So let me tell you something. That vibrator, my hand hurt. You know what I'm saying? Some women need massages. Some women need their back rubs. How about just running a little bit of bath water, fellas? And ladies, same thing. I'm not going to just be talking to the fellas. I'm going to be talking to the ladies. But, how about let's just turning up the sensuality and just kind of like coming down off the sexuality, because that's one thing you'll understand as we get to talking about the clitoris, because it's really all about sensuality. Because I'm gonna tell you something: buy the wrong toilet paper and wipe too hard. I would love it. Bring me some on Saturday. I'm definitely gonna bring you some on Saturday. I got boxes, girl. So I'm trying. And you know what, Cynthia? Sidebar, guys. I've been talking with Cynthia, trying to have a party with Cynthia. And what I love about Cynthia and Alan, which is her husband, they are one of these sexy couples. I love a sexy couple. They have fun together. Everybody with them have fun. And they always hang with couples who are intentional about being a couple. Okay. So I'm excited about that, Cynthia. Yes, I'm definitely coming through with a little bit of drip. And I gifted all of my clients at the end of the year. I have a little basket where I often give out samples just so you can test, different lubes. They were like, oh, I don't need no lube. Oh, God, girl, try it. Trust and believe. Ask him, do you need lube? Okay. Killing me with this nonsense. But yeah, if you have any level of clitoral atrophy, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, vaginal dryness, painful intercourse, loss of orgasm intensity, pelvic floor dysfunction. I just had another conversation with a young woman who she had pelvic floor dysfunction where her uterus was falling. And I'm just like, she was saying how she literally only engaged in clitoral stimulation because it was so painful for penetration, so she has found a way through the madness, where we still have to do things to help and heal ourselves. But one thing I want to let you guys know, that this is not, like I said, all about sexuality. The naked truth is most of the things I talk about are medical as well, because one thing that you need to understand about the clitoris is that it promotes blood flow awareness. Okay.
let's talk about the conversation with our hormones. You know how you just be like, what's wrong with her? What we used to say, what some of us say, what some of us still say. I don't know. She need a man. Okay. You know, we notorious for saying that. Where does that come from? Because somebody somewhere knew that, like I said in the clip before, there are 8,000 nerves in your clitoris. There are more nerves in your clitoris than any part of your body. So when you say you getting on my nerves, okay, no pun intended, but maybe you should let somebody get on one of your nerves, because the 7,999 that's not being touched may be the problem for the one. Okay, let the math do the math. So definitely blood flow awareness, stress and nervous system regulation. Okay, guys, understand your chakras. I'm having conversations with people, they don't even know what chakras are. Understand your chakra. Understand womb wellness. Understand your kundalini. You know, we have, especially if you have given birth, give your body grace. You know, I've spoken about the pearl cleansing I did, and giving myself healing my body just from anything, from childbirth, from relationships, you know, from soul tying. These things are really real. It's a body reconnection practices. You know, you have to press reset on yourself, women, especially when you are of age, and not even when you have to start to discover yourself early on. And this is what I'm realizing, because me and my mom had a conversation today, and she said, you know, it's just amazing that you can have these topics. I wish my mother had have taught me this. And it was like, well, I'm glad she didn't, because I get the opportunity to teach you. And then she flipped out. It was like, you ain't gonna teach me nothing. And I'm just like, she was like, teach your listeners. And I was like, well, could you please tune into the show so you could be a listener and I can teach you? But I don't know. Sometimes when you're talking with mothers, they take things a whole nother direction. But yeah, definitely. I do have a subscription, subscribed show coming, because some things are not meant for this platform. So I really want to be in depth. I really want to talk about the toys. I really want to be able to educate everybody on what they need, you know, to heal themselves. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe. I will be sending out some information about the show topics and workshops, you know, or parties and events. So, but you also are welcome to have your own party. Know that. So yeah, I just want you guys to know that you are not broken. Trust and believe. Everybody got a little issue. Everybody got a question, and I'm not here to dismiss anything. Okay. Intimate wellness tools are designed to support blood flow. I dropped a commercial earlier using that commercial that Carice created for me, and just dropped 2 toys in there that we sell, intimate luxury items. But it allows you awareness and reconnection, not performance. You know, intimacy starts with awareness, not pressure. But when you go to the mall, they don't just let you walk through. It's that little lady, excuse me, ma'am, can I help you? Do you need anything? And you're like, oh no, I'm just looking. Okay, well, I got you. So you must need something, because guess where you're at? You're on my show and you're looking. Okay, so listen, that boy is intense. Okay, I know you guys know about the rose, but this is the blossom over here. Like, listen, it can really happen for you guys. So understand that this is a multifunctional. This is what I love about Bedroom Candy. I'm really kind of quiet so I can let you hear this noise. And some people are going to have a field day coming for me like, oh my God, Connie, I cannot believe that you was doing that on a TV show. And it's like, somebody got to teach you something. Who going to teach you? Okay, you watching these strangers thrusting and just pushing sales down your throat. I do want to sell you something. Honestly, I do. www.bedroomcandy.com/11002. But more than anything, I want to educate you. I want you to relax. I want you to remove the stress lines in your face. Okay. I want you to be able to go to the next level. Let me open my goodie box here because I got a lot of stuff. But I always want to let you guys know that no matter what level of play we on, it's always important that we lubricate, okay? So here I have the Silk Intimate Lubricant. This is a water-based and silicone-based because you have to be careful when you're dealing with toys, when you're dealing with medications, when you're dealing with kittens, Thundercats, and saber-toothed tigers, okay? Listen, because I'm going to tell you something. It could be a dry run and it'll be a hard burn, okay? What you say? Hard hair, soft life. Let me tell you something. Hard run, hard night. That's what I'm going to say. Hard run, hard night. So make sure, you know what I'm saying? We sell all kind of lubes. I will say if you are a person that is engaging with a partner or engaging in any level of play with any of our intimate luxury items, the water-based and the silicone is good. But make sure, too, because everything is not for you to be used with certain toys. So you don't want to be using the wrong lube and then you have a latex-type toy and then you got real issues. So this was the other. Okay, do I have this charged? This is my little goodie box. So when I come to your house and you do your party, I always normally have everything charged. This one didn't charge well. So this is actually on sale too. I actually posted this in the chat as well. So you guys can click on the site. Once again, that's bedroomcandy.com. I can't even believe I can't remember the name of the doggone thing. I done got tongue-tied over here. But, yeah, so it's like a finger, but anything that has a curve on it, remember, I told you guys, just so you can kind of see that, because I know it's a little bit dark in here. I got mood lighting for y'all. So you got the little bit of a curve. So instead of it being your finger, boop, boop, clitoral stimulator, G-spot stimulator. So, yeah, don't play yourself. Play with yourself. But the most used product that I would say, if you're not into clitoral stimulation or in that level, and it's looking a little busted up, because this is my favorite product. And this is my pheromone enhancing powdery breast lotion. Because when you having hot flashes, and I don't even have no boobs at all to me, but something is happening. Check this out, guys. We got a whole menopause kit in Bedroom Candy as well. So that's actually good, too. And you know what, too? My other client said she used it on her thighs. I'm not, my thighs don't rub. But if you got thighs, you kind of thicken the thighs. And you know what, too? It's not internal. It's still external. But if you got a BBL, I heard that it might be a little whiff. So you got to make sure you get that upper part that's like connected to your back and your tailbone, that when you sitting and that top crack part is out, make sure you put a little powdery something back there. So if it do sweat, it don't, get no kickback. Because one thing about a stylist, when you get your hair done, don't drop nothing. Because if you bend down and swoosh back, I know. Okay? I literally know. So I'm not being funny. I'm giving y'all real education. I know y'all gonna be like, girl, you was crazy. No, I'm serious. Okay, because we all dealing with, this is Vegas, so it's 100+ degrees here. So that apply to anybody. So I'm not coming for nobody, the little butts, the big butts, the fake butts, all of them. Every butt need a little bit of extra care when it's over 100 doggone degrees. So that bedroomcandy.com, make sure you click that. It's called Bust a Move. So if you bust a move, okay, everybody won't know. You just kind of flowing traffic. But yeah, back to clitoral stimulation. I always have my parties. And when I have these parties, there's a number one product that I use. I always ask for volunteers. Do I have any volunteers in the house? Do I have any volunteers in the house? And what I do is I make sure before I give my presentation, before I pass out my catalogs. I forgot my doggone catalog. That's what I forgot. That's what's throwing me off, because I had a whole catalog that I had for all the parties. So it opens up and it gives you all these infographics about what we're going to discuss. But I always ask for someone to come through and try the Ignite Me. This right here, this is crazy. Okay. Ignite Me. This is one of my favorite products for myself and for me to push sale, especially when I have women who are not really, don't really have a high libido. It's really good if you do have a high libido, but if you don't, if you're not a person who is very interested, but you still have to engage, okay? Ignite Me. This stuff is crazy. And don't go crazy like it's Jerry curl juice, okay? Because it's a squirt. You're going to hit one squirt. And it's so intense, I'm not even going to open up my sample for y'all. Like, because I sell them all the time. It's literally a squirt. So you could do 2. I'm going to say it's going to be too much. But, we all dealing with different sizes and different, whatever. But I'm going to say 2 is going to get real. 1 squirt on your first time using, because once the party gets started, what I go through is I go through the party. And as I talk about each and every one of my items, whatever part of your body that you allow to put the Ignite Me. So I always put it on tell them to put it either on their nipple or just slip it in your panties on your little clitoris. So, and then you're able to sit the toy on you so you can feel like that's intense. Okay. So that you can feel what the product is doing. And it's so crazy because I just had a party and the girl was like, I do it. Another girl was like, well, I don't know, because I be allergic to stuff. And I said, well, first of all, Candy is a black woman, so she is all into the black essential products necessary and needed for vaginal care to have us not out here smelling like sulfur, okay? And to keep us all the way right. So once I go through and give her that, I went through and I started to just give all these toys are vibrators, clitoral stimulators. So this is why I bought all of these. And as I go through the party and I hand out everything, sometimes people know or remember that this person used the Ignite Me, but sometimes they don't. But when I hit them with that and they already got that sensation, they already got the Ignite Me sitting on them, every time I get them, they almost jump out the chair and everybody like, girl, what the hell? What is that? Let me see that. What is that? And then they realize, it's the Ignite Me. It intensifies. It makes you, you know what? I'm not going to even say it makes you interested. I'm going to tell you what Miss Colvin told me, my psychology teacher in my first year of college. She said, when you become interested, it becomes interesting. Okay? At that moment, that's when it all happens. Once we hit that clitoral stimulator with that doggone Ignite Me, whichever one of these apparatuses that of your choice, okay? And look, everything is so colorful. So we're not losing anything up under the sheets, okay? It's a red pink party over here, but we going to add a little bit of black in, But yeah, once you add these items, trust and believe, it gets all the way real. And anything that we use for vaginal can also be anal. Listen. Everybody ain't into the same thing, and some people into everything. So understand that these products are multifunctional, multisexual, intersectional, wherever. You know what I'm saying? This can happen either way, front or back. Front or back. Front or back. And I know it's like, oh my God, Connie, I cannot believe you know. Get out of here. Get out of here. Leave me alone. I'm so tired of y'all. I used to be scared and all stuck up in the closet, and then y'all calling me after hours with all this nonsense conversation when you could have been on the show listening and understanding and, you know what I'm saying, taking yourself to the next level. But okay, I got a few more pieces in here I'm digging. So
this is what most people are used to. So we have our lipstick vibrator. We have our turbo. I don't even think we sell turbo anymore, but I had a few of these because they would always be kind of like my giveaway. So I like to buy a lot of well, this is turbo, sorry, and this was rocket. And these two are battery operated. Most of our toys are you plug them in. This one is battery operated. This is the smallest, the rocket, but we just had a new one that just came out. I think this has 8 pulsates that you can do. And let me tell you something. If you don't want to play with yourself, you got a migraine. Actually, you said you had a migraine. You know, you could take a vibrator and put it on your temple and it will alleviate your migraine. Okay? Why would you bleep that out? Okay, she don't want to be a part. So guess what? You know what? If you got kids and you can't never get no alone time, nobody, or if you just ashamed and don't want nobody to see you do anything, this is our turbo. And you know what's so crazy? I think they replaced this too. I think it's called Ripple. So, but yeah, this just so I really just wanted to bring out a few items so everybody would just be aware of that is battery operated as well. Okay. Listen here, your doggone shoulder hurt. This boy, I'm telling you, I got 1,000 toys because I sell them. But some days my doggone neck get to hurting. And baby, listen, Connie be over here on the whole mission like, my doggone neck hurt. I can't never find. And then sometimes that stuff they sell for your neck massaging be too invasive. Like that thing that punch you. I'm like, that thing almost knocked me out. I don't want that. You know, so let's keep it cute. Let's keep it feminine. I'm here for the parties. Guess what? If you are looking to increase any level of or generate any revenue, I'm also here to host a party for you. And I do have a party coming up in Cleveland. I'm excited about it with my girl Bonnie. We and her have been having a chat about that. So Bedroom Candy is coming to Cleveland. I had a few gentlemen call me about it, and it's big too, guys. So we actually have a large venue that is allowing us to really like turn it up. So it went from a 1-day event, a Saturday night party, and now we were kind of thinking about like turning it into maybe like a 2-3 day event just for different temperatures. You know, some people like the brunch, some people like a night party, some people like a little day party. So, you know, whatever it is, if you private, you don't want everybody in your business, you can always go to the site. Listen, or you can always call me, because although you may hear the conversation on air, no one will ever know that you're the scaredy cat. Okay? Because I'm out here like a thundercat. I'm here to educate y'all and give you your superpowers. Okay? Men and women as well. But let me let you know something as well. So I showed you all of our items. So one thing I could tell you about Candy is she is going to over-educate you. You know, we get so many different certifications, so much education, you know, in this business. But look what else we got. Literature. E called it cliterature. The Undercover Clitoris. This book was written by Dr. Sadie Allison, okay? Because like I told you, intimacy and medical, it all go together. The anatomy, sexuality, sensuality, it all goes together. Arouse your lover's clitoris like never before and become her orgasmic sex god overnight. Okay, your journey to sex god starts here. This is a lot. I don't want to read that, but listen. There's some eye-opening illustrations in here. It's fun banter on the book, but it's really, really educational. This book, I said I was going to start a book club with all of our books because this is just one. We also have Tickle the Pickle, Ride 'em Cowgirl, Tickle Your Fancy, Tickle My Tush, and Toygasms is our newest book. So it's just a fun play on words, but real talk, it is very, very informative. So the beginning of the show, I told you that we were going to discuss that there is a difference between the vulva and the vagina, the clitoral legs, the clitoral hood, and the commissure. But I can't get all that into one show. So guess what? You got to subscribe to the episodes, okay? So I could be able to really go in detail without being blocked on social media, because I don't know, I see people doing a lot of other stuff, but they will not allow it to happen for me. But yeah, we have one chapter in here. So I just want to read you guys a quick chapter. It says, come inside the vulva. Everything you see within your lover's genitals is known as the vulva. If you're like many guys, you've probably always called it a vagina, but you lose that round to any smart aleck on Jeopardy. Here's why. The vulva includes all of a woman's external genitalia, while the vagina simply defines the canal where you spend your waking hours, planning to plunge your peen. Okay? That's all y'all know. It's just, let's get through the door and let's just, no, it's a lot more involved. That's why all the women is like, why don't we do a little foreplay? Take it easy. You doing it. Listen, I know it's getting uncomfortable because I see them numbers going. People are like, oh my God. Oh my God, what is Connie talking about? I'm talking about what you're afraid to do. Why is exploring the entire vulva important? It's the joys that are interconnected, especially as your lover nears the orgasm. So this is the key to orgasming. Everybody like, why don't you do a class on squirting, Connie? I'm like, really? Didn't that lady used to do, what was that lady name? And she was like, yeah, I used to do it. And I was like, I think that's a bit much. I could definitely give you this book. Okay. You could purchase the book and you know what I'm saying? I can show you that, well, I can actually inform you that if you are looking to be that person, you know, then you wouldn't look for so many clitoral stimulators. You also want to look for things with a curve. So I talked about that before too. Where's my little curved toy at in here? I got so much stuff, y'all. So yeah, a lot of people are like, I don't know how to do that. It's not really a practice of knowing how. It's really your partner being a little patient, you know what I'm saying, and understanding the body, the mechanics. So anything with a curve is always going to be a G-spot stimulator, you know, so that way you're able to, this is where the clitoris would sit on an apparatus like this. Let's see, is this charged up? Dog, it's not even charged up. Not because I haven't used it, y'all. This is my little inventory box. So from my last party, I didn't plug everything up. But, oh, no, it's a piercer. Yeah, it's not like a USB. A lot of them have like a piercing plug. But, yeah. So, guys, listen. If you're watching, you got another phone. This is the QR code. Make sure you scan that. And can you see that? Maybe not. But I gave you the website. These are what I give out at the party. I'm here for it if you have any questions. I know you people are going to be calling me in the wee hours, asking me all this ridiculousness. But I'm here for it. But only the conversation going to be short because either you're going to have to subscribe or you're going to have a party. Okay? I also had this in here, this honey-flavored foreplay warming gel. A lot of people are not really interested in warming gel. That cool hot don't really always work out for everybody. So I wasn't going to get into that. But yeah, if you have any calls, 702-551-5261. I am definitely here to answer your questions, to steer you in the right direction, and to inform you, to vagicate you. But hey, if you check out the site this week, Hump Day, we always have a 50% sale off. This week we have our pheromone spray. This is really good. So this was mine too. So I love this. I never, ever try to run out of this because it stays out of stock. That's how crazy this product is. Like, try some of that lotion. It's really, really good. Put it on your neck. See if your husband do a little bit more than he normally do in the evening. And it's so crazy because I kept saying, why is these fools, like, I'm trying not to catch eye contact with people. But then I forget that before I left home, I sprayed my body with all this doggone pheromone spray. And I'm like, girl, you attracted too many crazy people. Like, so now I just kind of stick to the lotion. So right now we got the lotion on sale. I think it's $16. But if you want to do the set, we have the Hormone Enhanced Body Mist. That's really good too. Smell it. So yeah, I sell a lot of these too. This one is Seduce Me, and then we have Heartthrob. But yeah, this is on sale for the week. This is our item for the hot item of the week on bedroomcandy.com/11002. I'm your beauty consultant, Miss Connie LV. And listen, it doesn't matter if you know me, I'm interested in you. It doesn't matter if you don't know, I want to educate you. I'm a seasoned woman. You know, I tell people, I'm like seasoning salt. You know, I could add a little flavor, or I could literally kill you if you take too much of me in. And I think they might gonna blurt me for that one. So that was figuratively, not literally. I'm like, golly, you got to remember what you say, because they will cut you off on here. But yeah, guys. So I want you all to get it together. But I definitely want you to feel free to have the conversation with me. You women are calling me talking about these men and their bodies, and they can't do this and they can't do that. Why are you complaining when you can literally get the job done yourself? Okay. And that's not really always about replacing them. But guess what? If you were versed, if you were educated, if you were unafraid, if you were transparent about what your body needed to calm you down during the day and allow him to watch your partner, maybe it would, the level would go up a little bit. Because I say that's always the most powerful thing with partners, is when you can watch your partner engage and not touch. Like, that's a whole nother level, there's of sensuality, which I and then we could tap into Tantra after that. But I know I got a little bit lost in the year last year with just different shows and different topics. And I used to have the cat out the bag, and then I stopped doing the cat out the bag. But listen, we gonna let the cat out the bag. That was it. I'm gonna start off these episodes so you understand what we talk about from the gate. Okay, I'm gonna end the episode so you knew what we talked about from the gate. And we're gonna have some folks in the middle and in between, but we're gonna make sure that it's always going to be a conversation about woman, wellness, sexuality, and sensuality on The Naked Truth with me, your girl, Miss Connie LV. But before we end the show, I want to make sure that you copy, paste, subscribe, share, because my guest next week, this is going to be real. This is actually going to be a short series. I'm giving her more than one show. I'm giving her 2 shows. I almost feel like she probably need 4, but we may take them off air. But we definitely gonna have the first 2 here, because half of the I want to say, we as women, although we're powerful, sometimes we end up in powerless situations. And then we become mentally and emotionally disturbed because we don't understand how these things happen. So it's okay to have these conversations about a partner and having sexual sensuality, but only when it's consensual. Okay. We want to make sure, I want you to make sure that everything I'm saying is with consent, because there is a moment where these things can be taken in the wrong manner and a lot can be done. So next week, my guest is going to be, we know her as Connie. She's on all forms of social media. It's safety is key. She's going to be my guest next week. She's going to come in and she's going to tell her story, guys. And I work with her. I met her through my girl, Michelle Lipscomb. Shout out to Michelle Lipscomb, Fancy Teas and Things. She's my girl that does all the sublimation, DTF, just great business collabs. But yeah, I was introduced to Connie through Michelle for some websites, some tech work that I did with her. And now we have created a bond. And it's so crazy because
I always come on here and tell a lot of stuff about other people, but don't really share a lot about myself. And talking to Ani really made me remember some things that I may have put like really far back in my mind, because some things you don't want to remember. But then once you hear somebody else's story and they are in a broken space and you can show them how you've healed through the process, it's literally an honor. You know, it's like I say, Thundercat, it can be funny, but it's literally like turning these moments into a superpower. And so she's going to come on. Her business is Safety is Key. And I just want to let everybody know, we out here dating, we online, we meeting people, we walking, folks is snatching, killing us. And it's crazy. But Safety is Key. Ani LB, that's her business. That's why I picked up this comb here. So she sells different safety defense items. This is one of my favorites because, you know, I'm all about the hair, keeping it cute. You know, I make these overnight bags. But guess what? What if you needed more than a comb and some lingerie because you didn't put yourself in a situation? Okay, with Ani LB, Safety is Key. Let me tell you something. Fuck around and find out, predator. Okay? Because we'll be doing more than combing hair. Okay? Listen, I'm not promoting violence, but I'm always going to promote safety. So, Ani, we looking for you. Stylist. This is a good gift to send with your kid. Well, I don't know. You can't send to school because your kids beating went to jail. Lord, don't go to school with this. Don't take to school. But I'm going to tell y'all something. These overnight bags, y'all, these dancers, I deal with a lot of working girls. I love you. I want to protect you. Listen, they don't know what they don't know. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV, and the naked truth is you fuck around and you'll find out. Listen. The fairy will be back next week. I'm wishing you all peace, love, joy, happiness, and more than anything, safety. I love you guys. Copy, paste, subscribe, share, like. See you next week with my girl. This is Miss Connie from Levels of Intimacy. You're tuned in to Hot 702.5 FM.